There is no way to the happiness. Happiness itself is the way. Yesterday, in our previous session, I started our session with a quote from Rigveda. Today, I am starting today's session with a quote from the philosophy. What is philosophy? Philosophy, in a general sense, truth of life. Okay, so nowadays, being happiness is becoming more and more concern. We search where is the happiness. We don't get the happiness for silly things, for silly reasons. We simply grumble. If we accept the situation and the person as it is, then we will be very happy. This is the philosophy of life. So that's why I started to be happy. There's no way. Don't go that in this way. If I go, I get happiness. No, there's no way to the happiness. Happiness itself is the way. This is told by Dr. Wij, V-I-J, Dr. Wij. Okay, so many philosophers explained the reality or the truth or the real picture about the life. So be happy, no BP, and laughter is the best medicine. Laughter is the best medicine, and it is a super hit what tonic also, and it is a super hit cosmetic on your face. Okay, so with this I welcome you all for uh, today's small session on what? On characteristics of particles of matter. In our yesterday's session, we learnt physical nature of matter. So two physical natures we understood. So after knowing the two physical natures of matter, so today we will go into the characteristics of particles of matter. That means, in short, it is called as what? Particle theory of matter. Every matter is made up of small particles that you want to convey. So how we conveys, how it is proved, how it is understood. So we will see. So let us start today's session. What about the characteristics of particles of matter? This is our yesterday's discussion. Physical nature of matter. What was the first nature? Matter is made up of particles. For this, we have taken what example of a sugar in water or salt in water, where we understood every matter is made up of small particles. Okay, and even I told yesterday a small dot of chalk piece on the blackboard or a small point of your pen in your notebook, they contain millions and millions of particles. Okay, and the second nature was what? Second nature was how small are these particles of matter. They are highly microscopic, so their size is not measured in the normal unit. So in the small units they are measured. We learn in the higher class that these are measured in the nanometers or the picometers or the angstrom unit. All these units are called as what? Units for the small things. Okay, highly microscopic, which are tiny, very small. So small particles are measured in these units, and there is a special branch in the chemistry known as a spectroscopy, where we are going to learn about the particle nature of matter in the higher class. So till then, please wait, please acquire the basics. So with the basics, we go to the higher class. Okay, right. So yesterday we understood these two natures. So now let us club these two natures to understand the characteristics of a particle theory of matter. So in the activities we conducted just now, so 1 and the 2, what we saw that particles of sugar or salt or Dettol or potassium permanganate got evenly distributed in water. Okay. Similarly, when we make tea, coffee or lemonade, in normal language it is called as limbu pani, sharbat. Particles of one type of matter get into the spaces between particles of the other. So when we squeeze lemon into the water, where those lemon particles will go in water? So where the water space is there, in that space the lemon particles will go and mix up and make a uniform mixture. Okay, that you want to convey here. This shows that there is enough space between particles of matter. So because there is a space between the particles of water, this lemonade is going and mixing. Because there is a space in the water, that's why ink is going and mixing. Because there is a space in the water, so Dettol is going and mixing, going for the uniform composition. So all these activities shows that particles of matter have space between them. There is a space, okay. In gaseous state, because matter is divided into three states of matter: solid state, liquid state, and the gaseous state. And in the solid state, space is there but less space, whereas in the liquid state, space is there, so little more space compared to the solid state. But if you look into the space in the gaseous state, it is much more. So particle to particle, there is a lot of gap is there, that's why they keep moving. And this is the reason why gases are highly compressible. So why gases are compressible? Because a lot of space is there. That's why we can press it and we can compress them. That's why in the cycle pump we can easily pump the air. So this is the reason why we can compress the air. That means everything is related here. So because of some property we can get other property. Okay. So there are interlink is there, overlapping is there, interconnection is there. Okay. Right. That means what is the first characteristic of a particle theory of a matter? Particles of matter have space between them. Okay, right. See here, in a beaker, you have taken water, and one or few crystals of potassium permanganate I have added. Okay, so you see in the beginning how it will take the shape. Slowly they go into the water. Okay, see how they are moving. Then slowly they mix. When the time after half an hour or 1 hour, and if you see after 1, 2 or 3 hours or after half a day, entire water is colored with purple. Okay, that means what? It is mixed perfectly. That means what? Where there is a space, where there is a gap, they have mixed and we get a uniform composition of water. Potassium permanganate in water or ink in water. Okay, right. That means there is a gap between the particles in the matter. Okay, right. Now, second characteristic of particles of matter. What? See, particles are moving. They will not keep quiet. So, if you go to the what I said molecular level or the microscopic level, we see that these particles are keep moving. So, movement is there, but in the solid state, movement is less. Irrespective of the state of matter, particles keep moving. But movement is more in the gaseous state, less in the liquid state, and very less in the solid state. But movement is there because they have the kinetic energy, they have energy. So due to the kinetic energy, they keep moving. So it is because of movement of the copper sulfate particles only. So they are mixing uniformly, no? So uniform mixing of copper sulfate or potassium permanganate into the water indicates that copper sulfate molecules they are moving where the gap is there. If they sit one particular side, then we don't get the uniform mixing. Okay, because they are moving, because they are going where space is available, they are finding the space. When they move, they find the space and they go into the space and they mix well. So the second important characteristic of particles of matter is what? Particles of matter are continuously moving. Okay, right. That means they are called as moving particles, mobile particles. Okay, so what is the conclusion? Conclusion is what? Matter is in constant motion, regardless, irrespective of the state of matter. Even solid particles are in constant motion. So here motion is there, but motion is less. Okay, this is gaseous state of matter where when we burn the incense stick, agarbatti in our house, the moment we burn, at one corner of our house, we get a fragrance at the other corner of the house. This indicates that particles of incense stick are moving. So moving randomly, wherever space is there, they move throughout the room. That's why we get a fragrance of the agarbatti or the incense sticks when we burn it. So this shows that particles are moving. Particles are in constant motion. Okay, and this motion is called as what? This motion is discovered first time in the history of chemistry by Robert Brown, and because of his contribution, so his name is kept. So motion of particles in the state is known as what? A Brownian movement. So this Brownian movement is very less in the solid state, less in the liquid state. It is very much more in the gaseous state. So normally we study the movement of particles or the Brownian movement in the gaseous state because they are moving, they are moving very fast. So movement is more in the gaseous state. Therefore, the Brownian movement, which is discovered by Robert Brown, is normally we apply to what? To the gaseous state of matter. That means in the gaseous state of matter, particles are keep moving in a zigzag way, in a random way. Okay. So this movement is called as what? The zigzag movement or the random movement of gaseous particles in the gaseous state is known as Brownian movement, discovered by Robert Brown. Please see a small I have brought for all of us just to understand that how the particles in a container are in constant motion. They will not keep quiet. If they keep quiet means their life is over. Okay, that's why we have to be active, be hyperactive, keep moving, keep walking, keep doing some exercises. So they will keep you fit. Okay, so you can apply this knowledge to our life. So the particles of matter are in constant motion. Okay, right, very good. Now the third and the last characteristic of particles of matter is what? Particles of matter attract each other. For this, let us perform one small activity. So this is iron nail, this is a chalk piece, and this is what? Rubber band. Okay. Now try breaking an iron nail, a chalk, and a rubber band by hammer. Okay. Okay, hammering, or by either by cutting or by stretching. Okay. So bring a hammer and try to cut all these three. What you will feel? The iron nail will require the greatest strength to break it. Rubber band requires medium strength and chalk requires very little strength. The moment you even by with hand also you can break it, chalk piece. Okay. This indicates what? This indicates matter that requires a greater strength are held together with greater force, while others are held together by weaker force. That means what? Why we require more strength to break the iron nail? Because in the iron nail, particles are held together by strong force of attraction. Whereas in the case of rubber band, medium force of attraction. And in the case of chalk piece, weaker force of attraction. So because of weaker force of attraction, attraction force is there. What is the conclusion? Conclusion is what? Particles of matter attract each other. Only thing is, when the attraction is more, we require more strength. When the attraction is medium, we require medium strength. If attraction is very weak, we require very less energy to break it. Okay. So that's why this activity proves that particles of matter attract each other. See, a small portion of a particle of a matter I have selected. So they will not live unless you put some extra condition, heat, vagara, vagara. So they will not live. Under normal condition, they keep moving and they attract each other. So this is a small area I have selected from a particular matter, and every dot indicates particles. Okay, every small ball, like a ball bearing of a cycle. So you can take it as a small particles. This is entire unit is called as what? Matter. So a small portion of matter I have taken, and to understand how they attract each other, they are not leaving the place. Okay, this is attracted by this one, this in turn this one. So the attraction force is there throughout the matter, throughout the region, throughout the area where I have selected. Okay, so this indicates what? This indicates particles of matter attract each other. One more way to understand, you see, one more way. They are moving, they are attracting each other, but they are not leaving the place. They're intact. They're intact. Okay. So in that area only, in that region only, they're moving. They're attracting each other. They're not living. Their friendship is very fast. So because of a close friendship, they're not living. Okay. Right. So today we conclude whatever you have done. So in this small session, what is the conclusion? Today we learnt three important characteristics of particles of matter. Number one, particles of matter have spaces between them. This is called what? This is called interparticle space. And what is the second conclusion? Particles of matter are continuously moving. Because of what? Because of kinetic energy. So they diffuse, they spread. Okay. And third characteristic is what? Particles of matter attract each other. It is because of what? Force of attraction. And a small extra conclusion is what? Conclusion is more the temperature, more is the kinetic energy. More the kinetic energy, more they diffuse. More they move, more they diffuse. Okay. So Very good. We have done today. So we understood three important characteristics of particles of matter. So we will wind up today's small session, and in the next session to come, we will discuss more and more about the first chapter, that is matter in our surroundings. Till then, keep thinking and have a nice time.